Cubs last night. We're going to break down that game after a quick word from Buckeye State Credit Union. If you haven't heard of them yet, let me introduce you to your new favorite financial partner. Buckeye State Credit Union is a local institution offering everything from checking accounts to home equity lines of credit and auto loans with some of the lowest rates in Northeast Ohio. Their Cleveland branch is in Shaker Heights, which is one of 5 locations across the state, making it easy to find one near you. And if you can't get to a branch, don't worry. They make banking simple with digital banking. What sets them apart? Well, they make banking personal and convenient. At Buckeye, their focus is you. Their core values: connect, simplify, and adapt, guide everything they do, bringing people together, cutting through the clutter, and they're innovative. To learn more, visit buckeyecu.org. Buckeye State Credit Union, your money simplified. Well, it was a crazy game between the Guards and the Cubs yesterday, a weird inning in which Gavin Williams did something that had never been done in the history of baseball before. But Matthew Boyd, the guy the Guardians let go at a price that we thought was kind of outrageous when it happened.
I didn't think it was outrageous. Jason thought it was
Lloyd,
outrageous.
I wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
Jason Lloyd thought was outrageous. You correctly said that's the going rate for a starting pitcher, and he could be good.
Yeah.
And last night, he was very good against a subpar Guardians lineup.
Subpar?
So what?
Trying to be nice.
I mean, come on.
They had 3 dudes in their lineup that was batting under 170 going into that game.
They have 6 useless players in their lineup pretty much every night. And they brought Brian Rocchio back up. He's already botching the balls in the field again. He did nothing at the plate as usual. They managed to score 2 runs to cut the lead. That inning, though, was the second inning, the bottom of the second. The Cubs scored 3 runs. They're up 3-0. They had a runner on third, nobody out. And if you didn't see it, folks, this was the craziest thing. So the Cubs had already scored 3. They had Carson Kelly, their catcher, at third. Williams throws a wild pitch. Kelly tries to score, and they get him out at the plate. There you see it there, still photo. So they throw him out at the plate. He tries to score on a wild technically, it's not a wild pitch because he didn't score. So they throw him out there. The next batter is, who was it? Was it Dansby Swanson? I can't remember now. Dansby Swanson, I think. Gets up, or he walks. No, it was Nico Hoerner. Nico Hoerner walked. Then he got picked off first by Gavin Williams. The next batter is Matt Shaw. He walks, and he got picked off at first base by Gavin Williams. I don't know if it's ever happened before.
No, it hadn't. I said it literally. It's the first time in baseball history a pitcher had gotten out of an inning without recording a putout.
Right. All 3. Well, he got a putout, but.
Matt Underwood
No,
said
the last one was the pass ball that.
No, but.
I'll find the exact tweet.
I don't know if the putout is the right word,
Tim
but
Stebbins. Hold on.
they got 3 guys out on the bases. That's never happened before.
Matt Underwood said it was the first time since 1945. He said he wasn't sure on that, but I knew it was something that was a very, very rare occasion.
It was crazy. Now, they still lost in the end, but it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. They had 3 straight guys that were on base got thrown out, two pickoffs in a row. And what's funny about that is the Cubs are like one of the top, maybe the best team in baseball running the bases. I think they're second in steals. They're one of the best base running teams in the league, including the 2 guys that got picked off, Hoerner and Shaw, both excellent base runners and base stealers.
I heard they've been picked off less than 40 times this year. As a team.
There's been caught stealing, you mean?
Yeah, caught stealing.
Yeah, I was like, dang, people get picked off like that?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I heard they run the bases that well.
Yeah, they're second in steals, or they were. I mean, they're either first or second. Go ahead, Mike.
Here's what the stat was.
Yeah.
In the second inning, Gavin Williams threw 27 pitches, allowed 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, and an error. He did not record an out, picked 2 runners off at first, and got an out at home after a pass ball. First time it's ever happened.
Right. Not a put. The
put out, I
it's just the wording, but it does. But it's I mean, that was bizarre. But again, the Guardians got a couple of hits going in the 3rd inning. Really couldn't do anything about that, and Gavin Williams again didn't pitch well enough. He was lucky; he only gave up 4 runs. He's been completely inconsistent. That's not good enough. I mean, 5 2/3. It was so funny because on the broadcast, he starts the 6th inning, and they're like, well, ever since he gave up those 3 runs, Gavin Williams has been dominating. Hit.
Hey, you know what's messed up? Here's what's going to come. Here's what's going to really show up. Is mark my words. The crystal ball has already showed me. After they lose a couple more of these series, here's what the I hate this about the media. Well, it's just one of those years for the Guardians. Just one of those years. Just, we start that so, my God, it gets in my soul. Just, we're respecting some guys to really turn the corner this year. Didn't happen. A couple injuries here or there. We thought we were going to get Bieber back a little earlier. Didn't happen. Hey, listen, the Guards. Listen, it was one of those years.
I'm not going to be saying any of that.
Just one of those years.
The team's done a terrible job. I'm not ready to say fire Antonetti and Chernoff yet. I've never even considered saying that in the 14 years I've been here. But they're on the hot seat this winter. They've built up enough credibility that I'm not ready to fire them just yet. They got one more year to me, and I'm firing them if they're still in this kind of position a year from now. I'm done. That's it.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Justin Latta of the Locked On Guardians podcast, we've had on the show before, tweeted out this trade earlier this morning. I'm curious, Bull, what you think of it if this was on the table. Would you trade Gavin Williams for Dalton Rushing?
No.
Not enough in return?
No. Dalton Rushing is a big-time catching prospect for the Dodgers. I just had to think about it. I mean, no, I still think Gavin. I still
what
like
is Gavin Williams, man?
He's a disappointment. That's
what is he? I'm just I think we like people's names.
I mean, listen,
Gavin.
Listen,
we got Gavin.
I mean, he's got a 3.86 ERA. It's not bad. But his whip is but that's not completely his fault. I mean, that's dependent on the team.
Okay, let's strip all that away. If Gavin Williams gets to 6 innings, you're surprised. Facts.
I mean, he gets past 6 innings. I'm surprised, but yeah. I mean, he's an above-average pitcher, and he should be a lot better than that.
And we've been sold that he was like.
Well, but he's shown it in flashes. It's not consistent enough. I'm gun shy with the. Well, I don't like. I feel like if you're going to trade Gavin Williams, you got to get multiple prospects. But then again, Dalton Rushing is a top. He's a top prospect, but. Gavin Williams is on some level. I mean, he's a proven major league pitcher. At least he's proven that he's decent. And obviously, a lot of people will see the ability, the size, and think that he can be better than he has. And sometimes, listen, the frustrating thing about baseball, and this is the case with some of the hitters too that I've crapped on. It's not like football or basketball. To some degree, but even still, we're still waiting for Mobley to take another step and another step. Gavin Williams hasn't been terrible. It's not like the hitters who haven't done anything. I mean, he's been a solid player. He's just not been as good as we thought.
I mean, but Mobley is if you compare Mobley
4 years in with accolades.
Mobley is destroying Gavin Williams.
But he's been in the league longer.
How long Gavin Williams been up here? 3 years.
This is his
third year.
Last year was his rookie year.
No.
I thought this was Gavin's 3rd year.
I thought this is 3rd year.
No, you're right. It's his 3rd year.
Yeah.
So it's still.
I just think for me, I watched the broadcast yesterday, and they cut to a scene to where they talked to Stephen Vogt before the game.
Yeah.
And you can tell Stephen Vogt probably been checking the comments or watching the shows, hearing what's been said about him, because his body language spelled that he was irritated with this notion of the Guardians are not playing good baseball.
They're not.
He kept saying that, the Guardians have played good baseball. They've just had a few bad stretches throughout a few bad weeks of the season.
I mean.
So, to me, from where I sit, that pisses me off. And then I trust Chris Antonetti, but it's a combination of you see that your baseball team is not as good as it was last year. This team is average or below average and has been teetering there. Yet you got 2 guys in the minor leagues that the fans are clamoring to see, and you won't even call them up, but your manager keep throwing guys out in his lineup that's batting 170 or below.
Yeah.
None of it makes sense, and I feel like Stephen Vogt is not holding players accountable.
Last thing, and we go for our guest. Stephen Vogt's full of shit, and so are the 2 front office guys. I am losing my faith in all of them. They've got because of their track record, I give them a year to turn it around. The Guardians stink. They're not going to the playoffs. They're a below-average baseball team, and their lineup is an absolute train wreck. It's horrible, and I don't care. I will not listen to Antonetti Chernoff. And I've talked to these guys personally, not Vogt, but I'm done. I'm finished with listening. I don't care what they say. They're all full of crap. DeLauder's even said it. I'm ready to go up. Let's go. This is ridiculous. But keep bringing up the same stiffs who do nothing. Let's go.
All right, well, we are thrilled to bring on a guest here.